Everybody likes to count their pennies, know where things are going, pay attention to their financials, and if you're doing that, you might need a retiree advisor. And what better way to do that than to have somebody who's also written a book? We've got Len Haydichuk here joining us with MaxAMAZIng Your Retirement. So we're going to get to some of the stuff that you do and some of the holiday stuff that we want to talk about. But first, tell us about this book, because I think it's interesting. And anytime somebody's written a book, I want to know why they did it.
Yeah. Well, the reason I wrote the book was I wanted to speak into people's lives. I've had the privilege to have worked with met with someplace around 7,000 individuals and households related to retirement planning, and I like to share the collective wisdom with all the folks that I can touch. And the book, MaxAMAZIng Retirement, is a combination of maximizing your enjoyment and experiencing amazing fulfillment. That's where we get MaxAMAZIng. So it's a book to help people think about who they are, what life they'd want to live, and how they can live a life that's both enjoyable and fulfilling.
Yeah, and this time of year is actually a great time for people to sort of take stock of their legacy, what they want to do with sort of the holiday season is a good time for that. Why does it make it such a good fit this time of year?
Well, you know, the holidays are really special, and people have different experiences, different takes on it, but it's really the families that drive us to have these holidays be so enjoyable to us. And it's those holiday times that help us to really press into and reflect on why our families are so special to us and how much they mean to us. And when it comes to financial planning, I talk about in my book making an impact with our finances, and how when people, especially when they're retired and they're, you know, maybe they don't need as much money to live on because they're getting a little bit closer to the end of their life, what kind of impact do they want with their money that will affect their family in a positive way? How do they do that?
Yeah.
When somebody wants to start having these discussions, whether it's the younger side of the generation talking up or the older side of the generation talking down, what are some of the important things that should be in people's minds when they begin these conversations? Is there a good starting point?
There's many things to discuss in this discussion here, but I would say, first of all, you have to be thoughtful, you have to be intentional about what you do. It starts with your beliefs and values, who you are, and when you're looking to make an impact on others, there's a lot of modeling with that, and I think to model well, you have to be who you are well. But as far as those actual conversations, I think they have to be done in a way to really think about what you want that impact to be, and how the people that you're impacting, how they can receive that. Sometimes holidays is a good time to broach those conversations.
Sure.
Sometimes it's not the best time, but to be reflective on how that might impact your decisions, how you want to make an impact.
I mean, maybe the holiday can be used just to set up the idea that we're going to have a discussion about this.
Perfect.
We don't necessarily have to do the whole thing over Thanksgiving dinner right now, but hey, this is on the horizon. We probably should set a date, a time, sometime when everybody's in that frame of mind that we can get together.
That's very, very insightful, because sometimes with the holidays there's so much going on, and sometimes there are just really important life issues people are dealing with, and sometimes people just want to step back. And for many folks, the financial discussions is maybe even a point of stress. So it's important to navigate that, to know where people are coming from, to be sensitive to what people are, but ultimately, I think we have to be intentional with who we are, how our money ties into our lives, and what that might look like for the next generation, or for what we may leave for others if in fact we do that.
Great, so folks are ready to reach out, utilize Dedicated Financial, or they want to get their hands on MaxAMAZIng Your Retirement, your book here. What do they have to do? What's the best way for them to get in touch?
Well, the MaxAMAZing Your Retirement is available by just going to maxamazing.com. People can download a digital copy of the book, and if they want a book, I'll send them one, I'll autograph, and I'll send it to them. I'm happy to do that. But as far as the financial planning, that's our financial planning firm, Dedicated Financial. Go to dedicatedfinancial.com and just say, hey, I have a question, I'd like to connect with Len. I'll be happy to do that.
Fantastic. Well, Len Haydichuk with Dedicated Financial, thank you so much for being here today, and thank you for what you do in helping our retiree community here along coastal Delmarva.
It's my privilege. Thank you for inviting me.
Of course. Coming up next on Coast Life, though, how do you feel about a clean home and a safe home? Well, we've got a 2-for-1 for you when we get back.